Well, Hal here with more Space Engineers, and today we are going to finish up with the oil rig. We've actually, yes, we can't really call it an oil rig, the mining rig. Show you what we've gotten done, talk about what's going on with it, and maybe talk about some plans for next week. But first, we have to get started, so let's go. So, happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day and had a terrific week. Oh, so, yeah, we had some, we'll say fun with this thing. So, you are probably noticing there is a rather large crater around the base, around the mining rig here. So, if you remember last time when we were together on Panda Ball Z, we had a small situation where basically things started falling apart and exploding. I rebuilt it. Well, I basically reattached the piston head and put all the drill heads back on. Started it up again, and we ended up with a rather large crater, which is what you can see the the remnants of here. Now, what was weird is that it didn't really do any damage to the base. It just caused a very large crater. So, clang being clang. Now, we did bring in a little bit, so got everything welded up, got it all rebuilt, and we basically got everything progressing where we could actually move the mining device up and down the line here. So what we ended up doing to alleviate some of the, let's say, explosive nature of the device is we now have it set so that there's always at least two active connections, at least one of them being a merge block. So now when you want to actually do anything, what you'll end up doing is, let's say we want to get this thing up further. So what we'll end up doing is we're going to grab the two lower merged pistons. We're going to reverse these. Now I'm on a fresh start, so it's very possible things may explode. Alright, so those lock in. And then up here, we can then say we want the connector. So this is going to be the upper connector. We're going to unlock that. We have a upper merge. Oh, that was close. But you see what I was saying is some of the stuff is rather explosive sometimes. All right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to say our upper piston and merge piston. We're going to reverse those. We want that upper merge block to be turned on. Now I do have this merge block here, which is called the top merge, just for tracking purposes. And then what we want is going to be piston 2. This will bring us up to the level here. Alright, so we want our connector piston and merge piston. Go ahead and reverse those. And as you can see, we do actually have these things set up so that the pistons will only go so far out. This is going to be the upper connector. Going to lock that in. And then we will have the guys down here. We want our 2 lower merge blocks to turn off. Pistons to reverse. And we're going to turn all of that back on. Okay. And then piston 2, we're going to reverse again. Now, I will eventually set up a system that basically says, you know, you push this button, it'll deal with all of the basic stuff like turn the merge blocks off, retract the pistons, give it a couple of seconds, turn merge blocks back on, and then let you rinse and repeat this thing. So now we run those. And then we're going to say upper, and we want upper merge block off. We want you to unlock. And see? And that's basically all we're doing with it. It's just rinsing and repeating. So we ended up with a couple of connectors in there. Now I can, if I take the time to do so, we can clean this up a lot. Basically what we'll end up with, you need to be turned back on. Reverse these. And lock, right? So yeah, but like I said, what I could do is I could go back, clean this entire thing up so that we don't have all of these extra merge blocks, but I kind of like the way that it came out and the way that the overall functionality of the thing works, because it actually works really, really well. And it is something that we'll be able to, I guess for lack of a better term, what we'll be able to do is to replicate this at different places. So I'm thinking that the design, we're gonna call this design good, I think. Alright, so we want you to be lower. We want turn those back on. And we'll do one more of these just because we can. We want that. Going to reverse. Okay. And then that just gives you, you know, the idea of how it goes. I mean, in 2 moves, it's going to be all the way up at the top. Now, one of the things that I was thinking with this whole little device would be to have a template for a plate that you put down that basically has, you know, like 4 merge blocks on it that you'd be able to pick up this with a large lifter of some kind, transport the entire thing someplace, build the template for the landing pad, basically, and then have this drop down on top of it, so you actually would have everything that you really need right there. But I don't know. So let me know what you think. Think we should do something like that? You know, throw it down in the comment section. Oh, alright. So, yeah, like I said, this thing's working really well. I'm actually surprised how well it ended up working out. So, like I said before, I knew it was possible, and I have done things somewhat similar to it, but not this. I don't want to say complex, but definitely not this complicated. Actually, you should be turned on. Reverse this one more time. Oh. What happened to you? Oh, it's because of that connector. Because connector needs to be laid flat for this whole thing to work. As you notice, all of the other ones are set up like that. Because basically what the merge block does is it rides across the connector. Not that we really have to worry about it at this point. Go ahead and lock you in. And we'll do this one manually. Yes, okay. Turn both of those back on. And then once it's in position, we'll be able to do this one more time. There we go. And now everything is back above ground. All right. So, yeah. Like I said, I am surprised and happy that it worked out as well as it did. I do like the design overall. I do think that I need to basically make it a little bit more efficient. So we'll probably, as a side bit, work on refining this design a little bit. Now, I did have somebody ask me why don't I put cargo pods on here, and part of the reason why I don't want to put cargo pods on it is that having cargo boxes kind of makes the motion a little bit more difficult, because if you notice, we've done everything we can to try and keep the mass as center-lined as possible. Basically, all of the forces are pretty equal distributed on it down that center line, which is why the pistons are set back the way they are, with with the blocks being on the ends of them and the batteries being mirrored between the sides. If I were to put cargo in, what I could do, if I was going to do this, I would put it where these conveyor junctions are in the center line. The problem that you run into, though, is then you have to pipe those through anyway. So what you would end up with is basically what you have here, but it ends up limiting what you can do for how you want to do piston mounts and everything else, because you have to design then around those devices being there. But it's almost 1 a.m., so yeah. Yes, I apologize if I sound like I'm rambling. Oh. But everything is piped in. All of the connectors all the way down are wired in, so everything can come through. And then to show you, I've been moving stuff around a little bit here. Let's go up here for a second. So we ended up with 22K gold, a crap ton of stone, and it looks like our refineries. Oh no, I didn't do any iron out of here. And this was all of the blocks from everything that got destroyed. Oh yes. Alright, let's go ahead and get the refineries running. Always good to see what you have. You do that. You can go down there, because we wanted to start processing gold. Now I do need to get the silver and stuff too. So what I am thinking is, off camera, I will probably set this thing up around the idea of what we were talking about, where I'll end up putting a merge block in. Probably at the ring level, like put a merge block there and do this on 3 sides, which means we'll have a merge block down below it. And with that, it'll allow us, I'll check my hydrogen. Okay, I am almost out of hydrogen. But that'll allow us to basically cut this thing free, move the vast majority of it with us, and be able to relocate it. So if I want to move it, like over here and pick up the silver and then take it over someplace else for magnesium, that's what I think we'll end up doing with it. Now I could actually make this thing its own vehicle. We have the room for it. Like, we could actually put large atmospheric thrusters on it
Fuel low.
and make the whole thing actually portable.
Fuel critical.
But yeah, it could be something for a future project. All right, so I think that is going to about do it for us today. Ah, crap. Let's see. Look at this. Everything is actually here, so we can just say open them all. There we go. I told you, it's about 1 a.m., a little after 1 a.m. at this point on Friday morning. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. I want to thank you all for stopping and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them down in the section below. If you're new to the channel, enjoyed what you saw here and want to see more, or you just want to do something nice for me on this lovely Friday, be sure to hit that subscribe. And if you want to be kept up to date, there's a little bell icon next to the subscribe button. If you check that to make sure that it is on, YouTube promises that they will sometimes actually send you notices when new content comes out. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, yes. Time to let the refineries run, pack everything up, and take it around and get some actual large-scale mining done.